What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today, did you hear the bell? That means it's another Market Watch day. So without further ado, this is the set release for Xros Encounters. So we're going to be talking a lot more about Xros Encounter stuff, but without any further ado, remember, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you are new to this channel. That keeps you up to date with more and more of my Digimon content, from battles to series to everything like that. So without further ado, let's get into this video and talk about it. So first off, we're going to talk about none other than Minervamon. Minervamon from New Awakened BT-08. You're like, wait a second, aren't you supposed to be talking about new cards and stuff? Well, I need to cover some old stuff to talk about because they are going up in price, which do combo in with some of the decks in this set. So Minervamon is mostly used in Jessamon, and some are starting to try to tech this in Dark Knightmon as another way to kill. So it's a possibility on what this deck can do. So just something to think about there. Minervamon is kind of on the up and up. On Europe side, they're about roughly the same price as us. So at least they're kind of level here. That means the card is in fair market value, in my opinion. When the Europe side has it at like 17 euros, which is about, after doing the math, recently euro for US, about $17.20. So roughly that, in that range. So not terrible there. Magna Angemon, this is for SetCon. This does have a reprint in its future, which won't be till March, which is after Nats. So this card will probably hold in the $30 range for now, and then once that set drops of the anniversary box, all heck breaks loose here. There's no reason for this card not to just be explosively expensive. So outside of that, nothing too crazy here. It should hold its price. See, even on the Europe side, it's like 30, you know, $30.60. So it's just something to look at there. So yeah. Outside of that, we're gonna see Hawkman from Double Diamond BT-06 has seen a massive jump. The reason for that is Jessamon support is actually really good, making it a very solid tier 1.5 deck, or, you know, top tier 2 if you guys don't like 1.5 series. So about $5 is not terrible for a rare that is really further back. There are now 3 printings of this and a possible 4th printing when that premium set drops. So it's going to be a lot easier and accessible. So I don't think it's too crazy to say that $5 is overpriced here. If you didn't have this from the get-go, you are going to be wanting to get this sooner than later. On the Europe side, though, it's about 2 cents. They're not going too crazy here. Usually they don't influx like us. Once we have like people that like to gather a lot more product and everything like that. On the Europe side, though, that 2 cents, you guys are very lucky to have that 0.02 euro. So not bad. Now let's get into why the deck is a little bit crazy. Jessamon GX is Xros Encounter BT-10. This card already dipping down into the $20 range. I do feel bad for players that did spend in the 30s. I knew that it was going to come down into this range. I even made like fair value on it, and this card wasn't expected or projected to be that expensive because it's either 2, possibly 3, or none. Like, depending on your build and depending on what you wanted to play like, that is the option here. He was not mandatory at all, just another way to win. On the Europe side, looking like 19 euros, which means they're in the same ballpark as us. So that would be, even if we added 2 cents to everything, that'll be like 38 cents. So $18.38. Actually, no, $19.38 would be roughly what we're looking at a conversion there. Not terrible there. Davis is still on the tank down. Because the starter decks are so easy accessible, you get the promo out of the deal. And you get a foil Davis, and why would you want to spend money on a non-foil? So this card is just going to probably tank even further. I say it would hold probably around like a $4 range, and then that's just where it's going to want to just sit for a good while. I don't see it any lower than that because it's still Davis, regardless of situation. On the Europe side, like I said, close to $4 here. We're closer into the $5 territory, but that's not terrible. So, something just to think about there. Let's see. Okuamon here is on the down, is slightly bumping up again. Because actually, with the format changing the way it is, Grandis actually has more potential here. The deck was still like the third best deck in the format. Data projected that. It just wasn't what everybody wanted to play. So, out of that, all in all, Grandis is just very powerful. I would not sleep on the deck. The deck also got a new Kuamon, so that's going to really help that deck out a little bit more because now they have a consistent way of putting one down, Digivolving, draw, and then searching, and then activating Cool Boy for that effective draw, gain of memory. So there's some synergy there. So something to keep an eye out on, and I wouldn't be surprised if this deck goes a little bit crazy. On the Europe side, we're looking like $8, €8. 8. I would go round this up to 8 and then plus 16 cents. So $8.16 equivalency on the Europe side for us. Not bad. I think that's a solid pickup. This is non-foil, so let's see if I can grab. Can I grab the foil in the picture? No. Oh, yes, I can. So we're gonna slide right over to the foiled one, which is about $9. So $9.18. So not terrible in that department. That is a very solid price if you guys are trading and valuing at. Definitely think about that. Now let's get into the BT-10 shenanigans. There's going to be sprinkles of other things in it because everybody just doesn't want to just sit there and talk about just BT-10 sometimes. So Kuyamon Maid Mode, alternate art from Xros Encounters. This card is still holding the price in the $47 range, which is kind of expected. I give it a couple weeks and she probably might reach down to the 40 range and hold there, which isn't terrible. She's a waifu tax Digimon right now, so that's really pulling her ahead out of everything else. So that's something to really think about here. On the Europe side, $30. About $30 and I would go 60 cents. So close to $31 on the Europe side, which probably will mean it's going to drop a little bit more on them. So if you guys can find in the Facebook groups and stuff like that, ways of getting this card that way, might be a best way of doing that on the Europe side. It costs you a little bit more, but if you can get a full play set on the Europe side shipped to you, that means you can have some decent card leeway. And, you know, it's an extra only like 15 bucks to get it with tracking. So it kind of levels itself out. Omnimon X Antibody alternate art for $34, about $35. Expect this to drop more. The card is really powerful. Yes, it's a game finisher in its own right. It does things that you want with its own right. But the problem it's going to come down to is how this card is going to stay relevant. This is a one-of in most of the decks that it's going to be played in, like Where Greymon, and in the War Greymon decks, or Black War Greymon. It's a one-of. It is not a mandatory one-of. It is an extension of your hand kind of one-of, because, again, it can just lead to lethal if they have one extra memory. That card just can just get you there. Sometimes that's all you need, so that's just something to look at there. On the Europe side, looking at the $14 range. So, roughly that. So, I expect him to fall down a little bit more on our side. I don't see him holding that $34 range because, again, one-of is a one-of. Regular art Tsukuyamon Maid Mode is about $4. $4, I would say $4. Let's see where she's been bought at. Okay. Acceptably, she's been bought in the $4 range. Early on, she was hitting the $5 range, which not worth it, in my opinion, if it was $5, but roughly $3 to $4 is never terrible. Looking at it, $34, 34 euros isn't bad. Let's get into Jessamon X Antibody. So regular art is looking like $4 as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this drops down to being like a $2 card by the end of the weekend. Something to really keep an eye on. On the Europe side, about $3.50, which about a $4 card on theirs. So we're kind of even there. So might see some downplay there as more and more people open their products, and just expect that. So just something to keep your eyes open for. Metal Greymon from Xros Encounters. This is a $3 card right now, and I expect this to dip more. People are buying it in the $3 range. Anything higher is just not worth it. It gets a little bit better in blah, 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 blah. Cannot talk apparently. So it gets better in EX3 Dragonic Roar because of the new option that it gets, which lets you remove from the top to bottom, so you get to avoid the whole, X antibodies underneath, so you lose out on removal. So something to think about there. Looking like €3. Ain't bad. Let's look at it. Sunrise Buster. Another card that's just been going up. It's sitting in the $2 range right now, and I do not expect this to not leave the $2 range for a while. Unless Crossheart really doesn't perform well, which is very unlikely. This card is just going to hold that value. And people are going to try to get yellow hybrid shenanigans going. So it's just something to keep an eye out on. Europe side, about 5 cents. That's something a little bit better than us. Okay, talk abouting time. Cards you should not touch with the 10-foot pole right now. Minervamon here. Do not buy unless this thing says $3. There is no reason for you to pick this up anymore. They just got announced that today it is part of the Dragonic Roar gift box as one of the 4 promos you can get. So that instantly drags this down by a little bit here. It's going to be a lot easier to get that gift box and get the Minervamon you want. So not worth it at all. Looking at it now, €2. Yeah, that is pretty smart to have it there. It has a mixture of foils in there. About €3 for that as well. Not terrible. Agumon promo. This one, do not touch. Same things happening. Dragonic Roar box topper for the gift box. Not worth it. Don't waste your money on it. Do not. I do not recommend it. Just wait it out. It's going to have a max rarity. Really clean looking art. Not worth it here. Get back up there. Well, you know what? As they say, just work with it. On the Europe side, it's looking like a $6 card. Well, $6.60 American. So, I mean, still wouldn't touch this because of that reprint is kind of huge for it. Looking at Greymon, don't touch this either. We just got a reprint on this. Isn't worth it. Not at all. I think $10 is now not even worth it because we have a higher rarity of this art now. And it's foiled, and it's everything. So now this card is just not worth it, in my opinion. Sorry about tapping the mic, but that does happen occasionally. Outside of that, Europe side, about €6. People are going to try to move these, and it's going to drop. Lobramon. This card hasn't had a reprint yet. I think it gets a reprint sooner than later, actually, and it gets an alternate art. So I wouldn't go too crazy here. Yes, it works for Ragnarlord now, but I think it actually has a alternate art coming. So I could be wrong, and somebody could correct me. I thought I saw, like, in the, winner's pack or something like that, it is there. On the Europe side, 2 cents. Not bad. Flame Hellscythe, regular art, hitting that $3 mark. So if you guys opened a lot of New Awakenings BT-8, check through your bulk. You might be sitting on a close to $3 card a pop. That might be worth moving. The card is still good, and it's going to be fantastic this whole set. On the Europe side, about $3 too. So that's really solid price there. Now let's talk about it. Minervamon is coming down, this card I wouldn't touch right away. The reason why I'm saying this right now, I wouldn't hunt the max rarity, even so. I personally I want to get all the Olympus 12 stuff, but I'm being smart here. The reason why I'm saying this is, unless this deck is topping, this card's going to tank. Purple is a color that is really hard for some players to actually master and move with, like become very fluent with. It has a lot of angles, a lot of different five-headed plays that you need to be on point with. Everything needs to be on point for you to be able to play. This isn't a pickup deck for a lot of players, and that's going to be a big driving factor. If it's only select players that can really play it, it's only going to be good for the select players, and people won't play decks that they can't understand or comprehend. That's why Crossheart is a very easy deck, because it's Rookie Rush with Tamer hiding mechanics that just later just be used again. So just something to really think about here. Europe side, about already €2, about $2 and, you know, 4 cents. Hey, that's about it. Let's look at it here. The alternate art version of her, $45. This card's just going to keep coming down. Do not invest in her. I really like the art, but I'm saying this now. Do not touch this card. It is not worth the money investment, and she's just going to cost you more than you want unless you are really confident with the deck. Even on the Europe side, look at that, $22, so $22.40. That's reasonable. The other one is not. Metal Greymon from EX1, about 10 from the, by the way, premium deck set lucky pack, $10 already. This card does have another alternate art from the EX collection, but now there's 2 arts. Now it's up to you what one you prefer. Some people don't like the classic look. Now you have the option of a non-classic look. The card is still good. Piercing is just valuable, as always. And then let's talk about Europe side, holding at the $14 mark. Not terrible. Canosweisman, looking like that $20 card. He's going to come down. I don't see him holding the value here because the deck is not going to top. There might be some random tops here and there, especially if you get lucky, but the deck just doesn't keep pace. The deck needs more draw. It needs searchability. It needs a lot of work before its value is there. It needs cards that'll help search the Gamamon line completely. You are in random colors. It does not search itself. So that's the really big issue with the deck, is it just doesn't have a consistent way. Europe side already proving to be $11, €11. I really suggest not touching this card unless letting it wait to drop on the TCG side. Dark Knightmon already hitting the projected $3, and it's going to come down more and more. It's going to take a lot of consistency with the deck. Not a lot of players are going to be able to pick up this deck and just go with it. The deck does have a learning curve behind it. Europe side already showing the projected $1. As I mentioned, it was going to be in that $3 to $1 range very easily. We'll probably follow suit soon as we get more and more product. Monday will probably really tell what goes on with that. Dark Knightmon X Antibody alternate art cards coming down. People are not paying the price here. The reason for that is they want to make sure the competency with this deck is there. And to be honest with you, $33 is quite expensive. I wouldn't be surprised if this dips to 20. And if it dips to 20, I think 20 is actually quite reasonable. 33 is kind of expensive for this card. Looking at it, Europe side already dropped down to $13.50. That's huge. I think that's actually fair value there. If we get $13, definitely pick it up there. Venusmon alternate art, $42. Do I think that's worth it? Heck no. It has waifu tax behind it, and that's why it's holding its value here, but I expect it to go down to $30. Europe side already proving to be a $20 card. So if we reach like 25, 30, so they reach 25, and they're holding it at 25, and we reach 30, then I find that acceptable to buy it. Anything else would not be acceptable. So I think the gap is too great right now between the two markets. On Venusmon is about $2. Knew that was coming. The card is just not going to hold value just because it only plays in one deck, and that's Security Con, and most players don't like Security Con. About $1. Yeah, they're both even, so they're both valued. Next card we're going to talk about is none other than Pride Memory Boost. About $3. Man, that's a big gap there. Jumping up almost close to $3 is kind of just expected because of Dark Knightmon, and all the black decks are going to use this card for the future. So I wouldn't be surprised if this little uncommon here actually reaches like $4 very easily, even though it does have a pre-release stamp. Looking at it, 2 cents, kind of expected on the Europe side. They never really over buy out their cards, so just something to think about here. Holy Flame from starter deck, hit Heaven's Yellow. This is another security con card and or any yellow deck you want. Being able to cycle this with Sakuyamon actually really does help you survive games that would kill you, actually. So just something to really think about. Looking like 10 euros. Not bad. Jesmon X Antibody Alternate Art. Looking like $34. Would not touch this at this point. You know, the reason why I'm saying this is I got me 1 copy for $24. This is not worth $30-something. On the Europe side, already looking like $28. So basically, sorry, not $28, $18. $18.36. Look at the difference there. Like, see? $20 is a lot better in the range than what you're paying there. Metal Greymon, the 20th special memorial pack. Looking at it, it is about $25. This card is going to come down. There's no way this card is going to hold. And let's even go, did PPG get bought out, or are they just so high up still? Let's get to PPG. They haven't probably cycled through their stuff yet, but nope. Nope. I don't see PPG yet. Maybe they got bought out. Okay. Maybe if I did not miss it, someone will probably catch it, go like, hey, stupid. There it was. Okay. Another card that is actually probably good to pick up is because of the correct text is on this card, because you want you want to have this tamer's name correctly. I'm going to be screwing it up, so I'm already feeling like I'm going to screw it up. I'm not going to say it. So, about $8, Blazing Memory Boost, and I want to keep this video less screw-uppy. €5, $5. 7 to 5 is like 5 to 8. Not terrible. I think that's a very broad spectrum of where you want to be anyway. So, just something there. You probably want to make sure you have this if you're playing Blue Flare. And then, people call me crazy. Really? Shoutmon being $25? Worth it? Excuse me, it's already $10. So, pay $10. I really told you guys do not buy it. $10, yes, I can get behind a $10 Shoutmon times 4. So, definitely buy it now. $10 is actually reasonable. Europe side, already €8. Not terrible. Another card you should not touch with a 10-foot pole is Lobramon and the Digimon Survive Anime Expo cards. Don't touch them. The reason for this is they already announced we have a full pack of cards. Yes, this is probably going to be classified the max rarity for the Labra, Falcomon, and Agumon, but Survive promos will probably come down depending on how accessible they are. It's just going to be very useful that way. Looking like €5. Next, Agumon from Survive, holding the line at $22. Expect that to go down. Europe side, €4. Man, I'll probably hit up Europe side for that. Looking at it, Biomon Alternate Art Classic Collection, about $8. Not terrible. This card is going to possibly see play. I don't know. It's weird because it is a when attacking a player draw effect. So it might have some hype behind it later, but we'll have to see. €6. Not terrible. Holy Wave, another Setcon card. Holding the line at $5. Kind of expected. Setcon is very powerful, this format. A lot of decks cannot get around security control of any set capacity this set. Looking like €1. Not terrible. Then we do have Himikawa here. Another card for Black War Greymon. Something just to keep on your radar. Make sure you at least have a minimum 2. Especially, this is pre-release, so this is about $13. So, just something for max rarity hunting. €6. Not bad. So guys, what did you think of this Market Watch? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good time. Peace.